All right, hello, Melissa May Dillon here, your insurance exam queen, live inside of our group. And I just realized I won't be able to see your comments. My computer is in the middle of updating, and I'm like, well, while I'm sitting here, I might as well go live and chit chat in the Facebook group. But alas, my computer is bleh. I need to be able to see inside of the group so that, because for whatever reason, when I'm going live here on my phone, I can't quite see the comments for some silly reason. It looks like I can get in here. Okay, so one, I do want to talk about, I have a class happening this Saturday. It's not necessarily for insurance exam stuff, but it can help you completely with becoming an incredible, amazing insurance agent. So before I became the insurance exam queen, all confident and amazing as you know me, I was actually filled with stress and anxiety and overwhelm. And I did a lot of inner work to be able to kind of change that and shift into who I am today. So I'm going to be kind of introducing that on Saturday. If you guys are interested in learning more about that, there's a class that I'm hosting on Saturday talking about the inner work that I did to become a queen, how I removed the stress, anxiety, and overwhelm in my life, and also how I let go of like the employee mindset and embrace the entrepreneurship journey to where I could own my time, my talent, my genius, and become the insurance exam queen. So that's a class that we're going to be taking on Saturday. But I'm here right now. I can answer any questions that you guys have going on. And anyone is welcome to come live with me right now. Come ask me questions. I'm just putting this in the chat right now to tag everybody. But if any of you who are watching right now want to come on and talk to me about your exam or what's going on, I can bring you onto my video and we can talk. This is probably the one and only way that you can get one-on-one with me is if we go live in the Facebook group. So let me know if you want to come on and I'll bring you on. I'm trying to watch the comments here. I can't quite see them on my phone, but if anyone is interested in coming on and talking to me, I will bring you on and we can talk about your exam, talk about whatever it is you've got going on. And yeah, I just want to be here. I guess I'll answer some questions while we're waiting. So I'll just kind of scroll through the group and see if anybody has any questions that they've got going on. Let's see. Anonymous member said, quick question. I have my personal lines license now. Does anyone know that if I go to get my property and casualty, will I have to surrender my personal lines? I'm located in North Carolina. I know some states you do and some you don't. So if you get property and casualty, that's like having personal lines plus commercial. So you may not have that line of authority listed on your license anymore, but it doesn't matter. Like property and casualty supersedes personal lines. So it's personal line by having P&C, you automatically have personal lines. So it's not a big deal if you have to surrender. It doesn't change anything. Your license becomes better when you have P&C. It's like personal lines plus commercial. Again, anybody watching live, if you want to come on live, drop a comment and I can bring you on and we can do a one-on-one discussion about where you're at, what's going on. Until then, I am just answering questions in the Facebook group. Let's see. Chris Wall says, I have a study guide from Kaplan and one from Excel. They have different amounts on some coverages. For example, theft on Kaplan, 250, Excel, 3,000. Is that Kaplan has not been updated recently? So who's to say, right? Who knows? This is the thing that I try to tell people is like, remember, there's like 1,000 numbers that you can remember for your exam, especially when it comes to like the state law side too. And so there's only so many things you can actually lock inside of your head unless you're like a person with like, infinite amounts of like different memory. But I would work on remembering the numbers that are always the same. For me, theft of silverware is 2,500. You said Excel is 3,000. That's weird. And you were in what state? South Carolina? I would go with 2,500 personally. And I remember 2,500 for that whole list. Like there's a whole list of like limits for coverage C. And I stick with 2,500, theft of jewelry, theft of firearms, theft of silverware, 2,500. That's the one that I would go with. I answered your question here. That's the one I would go with. But in terms of like, this is also where I would caution you to have more than one besides me, right? Like have Excel, Kaplan, and then me, and then that's it. Don't try to do Excel, Kaplan, ExamFX, and do all of them because it could get a little bit confusing, honestly. And the way they word things, it can trip you up and be different. I always just say, have your state approved course and then have me, and then that's it. And don't try to dig too further into stuff because it can just trip you up and be confusing. But that's weird. I've never seen 3,000. I have only seen 2,500. And I don't really feel like that's a number that they really update very often. So Excel could have it wrong, honestly. They could have it listed incorrectly, but that's interesting. I'd love to see pictures. If you can show me pictures of each one, that would be great. But I'd go with 2,500. I would always recommend choosing a number that you see often. Like when you're in the state law section and there's like fees and fines and all this stuff, like what is the number you see the most common? Choose that number. Like when it comes to commercial, choose a number that starts with 25 or 10. And because like that number just tends to pop up the most. 2,500, 25,000, 10 feet, 100 feet, like any number that starts with a 2, 5 or a 1, 0 on the commercial side, like you're more likely to be correct than choosing a number that starts with 30 or something. But then in the state law side, choosing 30 is the better number than most other numbers. It's like 30 days for this, 30 days for that. 30 tends to be the most common number when it comes to state law. So your job is not to get like 100% all the time. Your job is to get 70% to pass the exam. So if you can remember the most common number for every section that you're reading and just choose that number when you take the exam, you're more likely to hit that 70%, and that's really all you need. Again, if anybody's watching and they want to come on live, let me know. I can bring you onto the video and we can chat. But I am right now not seeing that you guys are dropping any I can't see comments here. I'm just going to double check the Facebook, see if you guys are commenting. Because if anybody wants to come on, I will bring you on. All right, I'm not seeing anybody say anything. So if you want to come on, you want to chat with me, you want to have a conversation with me, I will bring you on live. Until then, I'm just kind of going through the Facebook group and answering some questions. I just saw another question. Where did it go? Did it disappear? Yes. Okay. So there's this question happens all the time. And it's a question that says, quick question, in your gold video, the T&E transportation expenses says it's $20 a day max, $600. However, in my capital material, it states $30 a day, $900 max. In that video, I'm pretty sure I say it go with what your state says. So 2,600 is the most common number across all states. But anytime there's a coverage, your state could have something different. Your state could be specific. And T&E is one of the places where some states have different numbers. Like North Carolina, I think is closer to like 15,450 or something like that. So 2,600 for T&E is the most common, but some states are 3090. And so in that case, you're going to go with what your state says. So go with what your state says. And that's why, you have your Excel course or whatever. Let's see. Lots of passes. So many passes. So exciting. Bill Walsh, she says, good morning, everyone. Taking my exam this Friday. How effective are the Queen's Gold Pack and exam? I completed her Gold Pack and the video is doing very well in the quizzes and advanced nervous. So, I think they're great. That's why we have them. But if you're able to answer any questions on the material, that's amazing. Some things that's better than like Excel, Kaplan, 80 Banker, they all have quiz questions and they all have the exam stuff. But because you do them on the quizzes repeatedly, you see them on the exams repeatedly, a lot of people will get into a problem of like, I'm going to try to comment here so I can see if I can see any comment. Oh, I see my comment. Okay. If anyone's commenting, hopefully I can see them. But like sometimes when you overdo the quizzes on Kaplan, you overdo the quizzes on Excel, and what I mean by overdo them is as soon as you begin reading it, you already know the answer because you just memorized the answer. It's not even that you understand the content. So by having my quiz questions, which are things that you haven't constantly seen or constantly redoing, it can be very effective. But if you can answer any type of question that's asked about the material, then that's really fantastic. So let me put that here. I answered your question here. Okay. Just going through again. If any of you have comments here, let me know. If any of you want to come on live with me and ask me questions, let me know. I will bring you on live so we can chat. It's funny. There's a post. This is a post from a while back. It says, without sounding negative, all positive vibes, I prefer to see some failures reported, and along with that, what you needed to improve on, what you've been covered on the test that you weren't prepared for and expecting. And honestly, there's tons of passes and tons of failures in the group. So I would say it's definitely a mixed bag. And we see people who have failed. There's definitely a mix of both posts. And there's lots of comments on here too that are helping people. So that's awesome. You're not too old. No, there's somebody who says, I feel like I might be too old. You are not too old. Absolutely not. Okay, and again, if you guys are live now and you weren't at the beginning, on Saturday I am teaching a class, and it's available. If you go to insuranceexamqueen.com, you go to live classes, you'll be able to see the class. And it's not so much about being, I see comments, yay. It's not so much about being able to pass the exam as much as it's about being a better human. So prior to becoming the insurance exam queen, prior to my journey, before the amazingly confident, bright, shiny person that you see right now, I used to be stressed and overwhelmed, and I had shingles down my back, and I had plaque psoriasis all over my body, and I had to pee in a jug so they could test my cortisol levels because my stress was through the roof, and I had high functioning anxiety. The Mayo Clinic diagnosed me with high functioning anxiety. I was like, what's anxiety? What is that? I didn't even know what that was. And so I went on this journey of learning how to be a better human, and I use my sister quite a bit because she's amazing and epic, and she also went on a journey on how to be a better human. And so on Saturday, I'm gonna introduce you to her and talk about the inner work that I did to become the insurance exam queen, the inner work that I did to go from a stressed out corporate worker to a thriving entrepreneur. And so if you want to know more about that, join us on Saturday. All right, so I see some questions here in the comment. Andrew says, I've been studying on Adjuster Pro for my Georgia adjuster, and I failed a couple of times and wanted to see what you recommend for me to pass. Gold adjusting. Gold adjusting is definitely the way to go. So the majority of, this is about to play. And there's like fees and fines and all this stuff. Like, I'm trying to respond to your comment, and it made me play the video. Gold adjusting. So adjusting, when you're taking the adjuster's exam, there's a lot of property and casualty. Like a big chunk of the exam is property and casualty. And then there's a little bit of adjusting. And I will teach the property and casualty stuff. Like before Angela showed up with her adjusting content, I recommended gold to anyone who was gold property and casualty to anyone who was taking the adjuster's exam. And many people were able to pass. But Angela came along and she teaches the adjusting content. So she created videos that cover the adjusting content specifically. And so we actually have gold adjusting. It's available on the website for $159. It has my property and casualty gold videos plus Angela's adjusting videos. And that would be the very best thing to help you pass the exam. So I would check that out. Laura Carroll, you said, I'm excited for your video on Saturday. Yes, I'm super excited in this topic. Yeah. Honestly, I call what my sister does how to human. Like we are not taught how to human. We are not taught, like how to manage our emotions and handle our feelings and understand why we think what we think and why we do what we do. And if we understood some of that, we can function in the world so much better, so much brighter, so much more amazing. And so that's what my sister teaches. And we're going to be introducing you to that on Saturday. So that's going to be amazing. You can sign up for that class on the website, insuranceexamqueen.com. The class is labeled From Stress to Success, the inner work I did to become the queen. And it's at 3:30 Central Time on Saturday. Sasha, I passed property and casualty the first time because you and Peter, thank you. Yes, that's amazing. Okay, let's see. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. All right. I think that's all the comments I have right now. Let me refresh the screen. Let me see if there's any more popping up. I wish I could see the comments as you guys are talking, but for some reason I cannot. All right, hopefully, let's see. And again, if anybody wants to come on live right now, let me know. I will bring you on live and we can talk about whatever it is you need to talk about passing the exam or whatever. If you want to talk about the stress of passing or talk about your job opportunity or anything, honestly, I am open to having a conversation with you. So if anybody wants to come on camera, let me know, and I will bring you on as long as I can see your comments. There's There's a little bit of slowness going on my computer, and I cannot quite see the comments here, but I am happy to bring people on. Yeah, so just let me know if you want to come on. And yeah, I'm just answering questions. In the meantime, let's see what else we've got going on. That was weird. It completely took me out of the group and just to the video. All right. Oh my God, we have 19,000 members in the Facebook group. That is incredible. We are almost to 20,000 people, and we are almost to 70,000 on the YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I know we have a lot of people who watch who don't subscribe, but please hit subscribe. It does a lot for me as the YouTube creator side. It really means a lot to me, and we are so close to that 70,000, and then we're going to be so close to 100,000. So I'm so super stoked for that. I think I'm going to do some sort of party when we hit 70,000, and we are very, very close. So come and please make sure to subscribe, and then we will have a party. Let's see. Let me refresh this. Let me see new comments. I'm seeing a bunch of like old comments. New posts. Okay. All right. I'm going to answer some questions that I see inside of the Facebook group. Studying my gold videos right now. Hey, Sadie. Sadie, if you want to come up and talk and chat. Mandy, I just took my PNC test for the 3rd time and I failed. I just bought the gold package. Yes, it's going to help you out so much, Mandy. So much. It's going to help you out. Gold comes with a 90% first time or next time pass rate. So if you did not pass the exam and then you watch gold, you're so likely to pass that time. Like so many people have failed, watched gold, and then passed. Or if they've never tested and they watched gold before they tested, they pass at a 90% pass rate. So like it is so much more like having the gold knowledge just really, really puts you on the edge of being able to pass the exam. And if you go to the 5-star reviews, like I ask people to leave reviews on the Google page when they pass so that we have this evidence trail for you to know if I should get gold, right? Like, and there's so much evidence. There's so many people. If we go to the Google review page, people are like, get gold. It's so worth it. I wish I would have gotten sooner. Invest in it. It's so perfect. It's so amazing. Should be triple, double the price. Or they'll say things like, I paid for a course that was 5 times this price and I got more from gold, one video in gold than I did from that entire class. So I've made it very, very affordable at the $97. I know some of you may still, struggle with that. But you can ask, like there's gift card options where you can ask people to help you like, hey, support me in getting my insurance license. You can also start with the bronze at 27 and then upgrade. Like if you pay the 27 and you watch all of bronze, you can upgrade to silver and then gold for just the price difference. That's kind of the payment plan option that we have available. Let's see. Mandy, the scores I'm getting are 63, 63, 66, ARG. Okay, yep. If you watch gold, you're going to be over the edge. It's going to be amazing. Monique, Princess Miss Bride, I take PNC tomorrow. I am sending you all the loves, all the vibes to pass the exam. You've got this. Gabriella, I take my PC tomorrow morning. I'm so nervous. Big deep breaths. Big deep breaths. Trust yourself. And there's one thing that I can give you is when you're taking exam is like, trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself. Like feel good about all the studying that you're doing. If you go into studying and your mindset is, this is too hard, I don't get it, I don't understand, you're likely to see a fail. But if you go into studying saying, I'm so excited, I've got this, I trust myself, you're more likely to see a pass. Like we forget that our energy determines everything as we move throughout the world. And that's some of the stuff we're going to be talking about on Saturday. During the inner work, the stress to success, the inner work that I did to become the insurance exam, to become a queen. And that class is on Saturday. You can see that under the live class option. I'm going to be introducing you to my sister who is absolutely amazing and epic. And she's helped me do so much of the inner work that I have done, to get to where I am today, going from stressed to success, going from shingles down my back to, millions in the bank. Like this is the shift that we have made. And so I want to help people learn more about that. So it's not so much about passing the exam, insurance specifically, but if you're like, I want to make an entire new career shift. I want to be in a career where I can make so much money, where I can make an impact on the planet. In order to have the most amazing success at doing that, you've got to do inner work. You've got to get your emotions on lock. You've got to get your energy on lock. Like, you've got to be more aware of who you are and how you operate. And we're going to be talking about that on Saturday. So join us. I'm super excited about that. Danielle, I took life and health in New York, paid for exam effects. What I was studying wasn't at all on the test. New York State is hard. So I have taken the New York State exam and I passed in the 90%. The material that you're learning in exam effects is on the test. Like, when I took the New York exam, I actually took it for exam effects so that I become an approved instructor in New York. And the material is covered, but I would say that the questions in exam effects don't feel like the questions that you see on the New York exam. I will 100% testify to that. And this is why I tell people, don't focus on the questions, focus on knowing and understanding the material. And the best way to do that is to get gold. So the gold class series package is my way of teaching all of the material, the most highly tested, the most tested topics, in a way that is easy to understand, in a way that makes sense, in a way that allows you to remember and retain and just easily recall it. And that's the gold class series package. Do you know if the Connecticut test is hard? The Connecticut test is a little bit heavier in state law. But I would say the hardest exam is like Kentucky, because they don't follow, like, there's two main test providers, Pearson and Prometric, and then there's PSI, but PSI will copy Prometric or Pearson. Kentucky writes their own complete tests, and so they're like in a ballpark all by themselves, and that one's a little bit harder. But I did tutor a lot of people in Connecticut. Connecticut doesn't stick out to me as one of the really hard ones, no. But again, if you get gold and you watch gold on repeat and you lock in, I trust myself, I believe in myself, I'm confident about myself, I know that I studied hard, I'm excited to show what I've studied. That's such a different energy than, oh my God, I'm so worried about this. This is so hard. This is such a struggle. I'll never do this. Like, do you have to understand that how you take the test is almost just as much as important as how you studied for the test. If I head into the test center freaking out, stressed, overwhelmed, you're not going to get a result that you want. But if you head into the test excited, looking forward to your result, excited to show what you've studied, that's such a different energy. And that energy can carry you to a pass far better than feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and freaked out about failing the test. Thank you, Melissa. I will look into the gold series. Yes, it's amazing. Celia Giano, is this for life and health or PNC? I have gold for life and health, and I have gold for property and casualty. So gold is just the very best that you can do no matter what test you're taking. All right. And if any one of you, again, if any one of you want to come on live and talk to me, have a conversation with me right now, I'll be happy to bring anybody on to talk with me. Just let me know that you want to come on, and I'll be able to talk directly with you, because that's fun and awesome. And I love being able to chat with you. Okay. So yeah, no matter what state you're in, gold is the very best. So so you can understand that, I became the GOAT of pre-licensing. I am the GOAT at helping people pass the exam. I used to work for Exam FX. So in 2017, I got a job. They told me I would be teaching 1, maybe 2 classes a month. And that would be like it, right? Like, they promised me like 4 days of work at teaching the exam. And they said occasionally, very rarely, every once in a while, they have customers that will request an in-person instructor. At the time, I had quit my teaching job because this was the time when I was like super stressed in my life. I had the shingles down my back, I had the plaque psoriasis on my skin, and I decided to quit my teaching job as a school teacher because I was like, I'm stressed and I'm broke. I might as well be free and broke. So I quit my teaching career as a school teacher. I started driving Lyft. I started driving Uber. I started substitute teaching. And then I was looking for other teaching jobs that were like free, and not like intense and rigid. And I came across teaching the exam for Exam FX. So I signed up to work for them, and they promised me like just a couple of classes a month, like not a ton of work, but a little bit of work. And it mixed in with Lyft and Uber and stuff like that. So I signed up to work for them. Then, and that was in October of 2017. Then and I taught a couple of classes a month. I got my feet wet. I started getting more and more comfortable with talking about the content. And then in January of 2018, they said, we have a client in Colorado. Ooh, Mandy wants to jump on. Yay. We have a client in Colorado who wants an in-person class. And so they're like, they flew me out and I taught that in-person class with a 100% first time pass rate. It was the best they ever had. Yay, Jordan just bought gold. Fantastic. I'm so excited for you. 90% first time pass rate. So 100% pass rate. After that, they started flying me all around the country and I became the most requested instructor because I had such high pass rates. And what I taught during those few days that they would fly me out to the insurance companies is what I put in gold. So it is what made me the GOAT of pre-licensing. It's all the very best. All right, let me see if I can bring Mandy on. Yay. All right, Mandy, I sent you an invite. So it should be bringing Mandy on and we can have a conversation about testing. Mandy has tested 3 times and she just got gold. And I think, hi, Mandy. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I don't know if you have a camera, but if you can turn your camera on so we can see your amazing, beautiful face, but if not, that's okay.
I think I have it on. I said yes, so maybe it's loading.
Okay, right now I'm only seeing like a black screen, so I don't know. But I don't know, your camera may be reversed or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so you have failed, like you're the one who failed 3 times and you just got gold, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and you said state law was one of the areas that you were low in?
Well, I'm low on a couple of things. So state law is consistent. So Florida, yeah, just in both of them, both of the common to all lines and the permanent to general. I'm getting around, oh gosh, it's kind of all over the place. So I just took the test today. So
Okay.
today was at 52 and then 50% for the permanent. So
Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, and I can see your video is on my computer. It's just not on my phone for whatever weird reason, but that's okay. Okay, so you just took the test today and then you bought gold after that, after your fail?
yeah, because I'm thinking that I'm kind of sticking around the same with the state laws, but I'm low in my policy and provisions and contract law. Like I'm around the 53. But it's weird because I keep going up and down. Like when I take a test, I flip. Like I'm really good in some areas and then I flip and I'm not so great in those areas I was originally really good in. So I'm kind of like inconsistent.
Yes. So here's what, seeing your scores is like 66, 63, 66. My advice to you would literally be gold is about 34 hours. At a minimum, I want you to just watch it through one time. And even if you can get to just like the first few videos, that's the policy provision, contract law. Those are the areas that you're talking about. But if you can literally watch gold one time, schedule your test, I have no doubt you're going to pull off a pass.
Okay.
So don't worry about going back to Excel, like whoever it is you had, like don't worry about that. Watch the state law video, but you don't have to be super strong in state law. If you're really strong in everything else, which you're going to beef up your muscles by watching gold, then you'll be able to pass. So just focus on the gold videos, take the notes. So when I'm teaching gold, I'll say, write what I write. I draw a chart, I draw a graph, draw those charts, draw those graphs, and then I would schedule your exam as quickly as possible. So I would go through gold as quickly, as fast as you can, watch all of the videos, take all of the notes, schedule your exam. Like, and even, I would even schedule it now. Like if you know, like, I don't know what your schedule is. Are you working while you're doing all of this, or what is your schedule like?
Well, no, I am free, and that's why I'm trying to get a job, because this is the reason, because I did a complete career change. As you were talking about like shingles and that, I had shingles twice in my last job. Wow. And I'm like, I'm done with it. So when you were talking about that, I was like, that is me. I'm done. I'm ready to move. So I'm in the right mindset of like, this is it. This is what I want. And so, yeah, so I was thinking Friday, potentially scheduling it in for, because I'm just ready to get this over and done with.
Yes, that feels good. Yes. So schedule it for Friday. Watch gold like even if you don't finish it, that's fine. But watch gold as much as you can until Friday, and then go and take your test. I have no doubt you're gonna pull off a pass.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Sounds good. That's what I thought. I thought that's why I went back in to buy the gold, because I was like, I've tried this on my own and I keep getting the same scores roundabout, and it's just, I'm missing something, you know, and it just, I knew that your gold would bridge that gap for me. So
yes,
I'm
absolutely.
excited.
Yes, and we've had many first-time pass in Florida. I've helped many people in Florida be able to pass their exam. In fact, Florida was the last class I went to in person before COVID shut everything down and I was no longer flying around the country.
Oh.
So I thought that was funny. But I taught in Florida quite a bit. So watch Gold and then really just like you can lock in the frequency right now. I got Gold. I invested in myself. I'm locking into Melissa's energy. I am passing this exam. I'm so excited. On Friday, I'm going to be able to celebrate my pass. It's going to be so awesome. And then watch the videos and just get excited to see that pass. Throw a party in your mind about passing already, you know, and that energy, that excitement is really going to help you and help you feel good and help you pull up that pass that you need.
Awesome. I can't wait to come back and write that review, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I'm super stoked about that. Well, thank you so much, Mandy. Is there any other questions you have?
No, it was just about, you know, well, actually, I think you answered a lot of it because I know with your gold, you get also the bronze and the silver. And I was like, do I start at those ones? But hearing what you're saying is just go straight to the gold and go through all of that. Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
so I would go through gold. If you can finish all of it before Friday, great. If not, I would still test as long as you got through like auto. That's a big, like all that stuff is the most highly tested up through auto anyway. So as long as you get through auto and you can test by Friday, that's perfect. If you finish gold and you still have time before you test, then you can watch bronze and you can watch silver. They're just additional videos helping you lock in the information.
Okay. Perfect. All right. That's the only questions I have. I'm excited. Thank you.
Yes, you got this. I'm sending you all the loves, all the vibes to pass the exam. You have an amazing day. Can't wait to hear on Friday.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, I'm going to hit remove and I think it'll pop you out of there.
Sounds good.
Okay. Change to viewer. Oh my God, the option was blocked. Like, I don't want to block you. I just want to send you off. Oh, yes. Okay, I saw your video of you grabbing all the vibes. That's amazing. Yes. All right, if anybody else is available and you want to come on and have a conversation with me, that is perfect. I'm going to see, I'm in Ohio or Iowa. God, every time I see Iowa, I say Ohio. I'm in Iowa. How much different is Iowa versus other states? It's not very different at all. And so, again, gold is the very best thing that you can do. Robert, need help with PNC for Texas. Gold, honestly, is perfect for Texas. In fact, Texas is the one and only, well, Arizona too, but Texas is the one state where I can confidently say all you need is gold. You don't need Excel. You don't need ExamFX. You don't need any other course. All you need is gold. You don't even have to worry about searching state law for Texas. Just watch my gold video and that's enough. We have people who watch gold and in Texas, and that's all they do. They don't do anything else. No ExamFX, no Excel, no Kaplan, no 80 Banker. All they do is watch gold and they're scoring 80%. So gold is all you need inside of Texas. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to refresh the comment, see if I can see if, and again, if anybody wants to come on right now, I can bring you on just like she was. Let me know if you want to come on and I will bring you on so that we can chit chat. All right, and I'm just going to try and also go through the comments. It doesn't quite, let me see. Is gold good for Delaware PC? Yes, it is. Gold is perfect for Delaware. It's perfect for every state, definitely. Now, I will say Delaware is a little bit heavy in state law, so you're still going to want to make sure you beef up on state law as well. You're either going to do that with your course that you have, like Excel, Kaplan, 80 Banker. They have a whole state law section, and so if you still have access to your state law course, then grab the state law there. If you don't have access to the state law anymore, if your course expired, we sell the state laws now, so you can actually go to insuranceexamqueen.com and you can get your state law document that will print. It's a PDF document that basically has all your state laws listed out so that you can study the laws that you can be tested on, and that is available to you if you don't have access to your Excel, Kaplan, 80 Banker. So I don't necessarily, now if you're, so there's like a few different things here. Like if you're in a state that requires Excel, Kaplan, 80 Banker, it already has the state law. I don't recommend that you buy my PDF, right? I don't want you to buy things just to buy things. I want you to buy what's actually going to help you. And that's why I promote $97 gold way more than I promote 137 gold. 137 gold is the 97 gold plus the quizzes and exams. But I know the very best thing is the videos inside of gold. So I preach $97 gold more. I hardly ever talk about the $137 option. I'm not out here just trying to get the sales and make the money. That naturally happens because I'm helping you, and I'm so excited to help you. That's a whole entrepreneur shift anyway. But the $97 gold is perfect. Every state, every exam, $97 gold, chef's kiss, all the most common, most tested topics in a way that's easy to understand, memorizable. You're going to walk away feeling happy and excited that you listened to gold. You're going to feel pumped up. You're going to feel like so stoked to go take your exam, because I just pump up so much happy, positive energy as you're watching. I don't know how, Exia Castillo, sorry, I'm not a good name sayer. I have been studying for 3 weeks, and I just want to know if I should continue watching the gold package or bronze to refresh my memory before I take the state exam and CT. So if you've been studying gold on repeat for 3 weeks and you want to watch a different video, absolutely watch bronze or watch silver. They're different videos. So it's just another way of getting the videos and getting the material. So I talk about the same stuff, but so here's the difference between bronze, silver, and gold, right? Not just the bronze is 8 hours of video. And those videos were when I taught different classes at different times. So 1 week I was I have 1 hour to teach homeowners and dwelling. And I packed in as much as I could into that 1 hour of the most tested stuff. And that's the video that's in bronze. Then there was I'm going to take 4 hours to teach homeowners and dwelling. And that's the video that you get inside of gold, right? So it's the quickest review of the material is bronze. The deepest learning is what's available in gold. And so if you get gold is the very best. If you can get gold, get gold. But if you're I kind of already get it, I kind of already understand, but there's just a few key things that I could hone in on that would help me, then bronze is perfect for that. And bronze is 27, gold is 97. And you can always buy bronze at 27 and then upgrade to gold for the price difference if you want. If you buy bronze at 27, I'm not going to make you pay another 97. You're just going to pay the extra $70 to upgrade to the gold class series package. And there's a coupon inside of bronze that allows you to do that. So yes, gold is 97. There is a gold 137, but that comes with extra quizzes, extra practice exams. It's not needed. It's only if you want it. It's only if you want that. Natasha says, I'm in Alabama and commercial is 26%. It's mind-blowing to me. Any tips? If you can get gold, get gold. So I teach commercial inside the gold class series package, and I stick to the surface level, the easiest stuff to grasp onto. Commercial is massive. It's like this entire textbook of information when you look at the commercial content. It's what do I need to know that's important? What do I have? What do I need to study? What do I need to understand? And so I will grab the most important, easiest to understand information about commercial, and that is what I teach inside the gold class series package. So if you can get that foundational knowledge, and then you can get mediocre score in the commercial chapters, and then you're strong in everything else, it's enough for you to pass. And we have had many Alabama passers. Again, you can search inside the Facebook group, search #AL, because that's why we make you guys do hashtags, so that it allows you to search inside the Facebook group for anyone else who's commented about, Alabama or about property casualty or life and health, etc. And you can see other people who have talked about it. And there have been many people who have said, I learned what I needed to learn. I specifically remember an Alabama person said, I know commercial is a lot, but the gold gave me everything I needed to understand and get the commercial stuff on lock to be able to pull off my pass. And so if you can watch gold and watch the commercial videos at least twice in Alabama, then you're in a really good spot. Perfect, Natasha. You said you bought it. That's amazing. That's awesome. Bozeman Trinity. I just bought. Wait. Hello, Melissa. I'm in Georgia. What are the main parts I need to pass? So if you need to know what is most important for your state, if you go to my website, insuranceexamqueen.com, there's a life and health tab and a property and casualty tab. And the very first thing underneath of those is what's most important. You can click that and then scroll to your state, individually click on your state, and then it will break down what's most important and then how I can help you. And the very best way that I can help you is the Gold Class Series package at $97, 100 days access on my website. It teaches you the most common, most tested topics and help you feel good as you're studying. It's funny, it's uplifting, it feels upbeat, and it really locks in the memorization. Because in the video, like when I teach, like I'm coming as a school teacher. Like I literally taught middle school students, and I had to, and most of my students were not English as their first language. They were English as a second language learners. So I was teaching middle school where they should have already known quite a bit of information, but they didn't know a lot. And some of my kids even struggled with reading and writing. And so I was like, how I need to teach in a way where English is not their first language. They struggle with reading and writing, and I need to get them to memorize certain things so that when they take a test, they can pass the test. So even as a school teacher, I was teaching to a test, right? I had to get people to pass tests. So the way that I taught, I would say things, like the way I use my mouth is actually very, like I enunciate so well. I'm using, like a lot of people will watch my mouth when I'm teaching. The way that I will pronounce a word, or the way that I emphasize a word, or the way that I will repeat a phrase so that it locks into your brain. Like agreement is known as offer and acceptance. Agreement is known as offer and acceptance. Like these are the things, I will say things and I will do things that will help to implant the knowledge in your brain. So you're not just watching a video that teaches you the information. You're watching a video that's going to lock the information into your brain so that when you sit down to take the test, you're recalling it. So many people in the 5-star reviews, because that's all we have on the Google review page. I mean, we have a couple of low ones, but we have so many 5-star, it's rated 5-star. But everyone will say, I heard you in my head. I heard you in my head. As I was taking the test, I heard your voice. I heard the things you said, like those sentences that you say. Like there's certain things that I will say. There's certain phrases that I will say. Or I'll be like, if you see this word in the question, you're looking for this word in the answer. So you might not even understand the question at all, but you know that if I see this word, I should be choosing the answer that has this word in it, and I will make those associations for you. So this is why it's like I focus on a 70%. I don't focus on 100%, I focus on 70% because that's all you need to pass the exam, except in Michigan, you need like a 72 or something. But I focus on what it is you actually need to know to pass the exam. And that's why, like, again, we don't need 100%. You don't need 100%. You only need 70. A pass is a pass is a pass. It doesn't matter if you pass at 70 or pass at 100, a pass is a pass. And there are some states that won't even show you what your score is anyway, because it doesn't matter to them. A pass is a pass is a pass. You just need to get a pass. Felix says, oh wait, so I missed someone. Carolyn says, studying ME is what, Maine? PC, do I need, or Minnesota? I need any other training materials. I have gold. I keep hearing about other courses, but cannot just read a course online. I'm binging your YouTube. I forget what state ME is. What is ME? ME? ME state. Why is my mind blanking? Maine. Okay. Let me see if Maine requires a state-approved course or not. I don't remember if they do or not. So view state requirements, Maine. If your state doesn't require it, gold plus my $27 law document is all you need. Okay, so Maine does not require a course. So to answer your question, who was that? Where did it go? Oh my God, the comments are rolling in so fast, I'm losing the comments. But if you're in Maine, if you get gold plus my $27 state law document, that's all you need, and you could pass the exam. If you're in a state that requires a state-approved course like Excel, Kaplan, AVA, I'm not yet state-approved, so you would still have to get Kaplan or Excel so that you can earn your certificate to pass. But gold is going to get you through those courses. So a lot of people, they don't even understand, like, if you're struggling to get through Excel or ExamFX, like, and you have to do it because it's part of your state requirement, my material will help you move through that class. Like, you would skip almost all of the reading and be able to just breeze through passing the quizzes for those. Emmanuel Lopez, what can I use to pass life and health in Kentucky? Gold. Gold is the very best. In fact, Kentucky is so unique that I have made a video in the Life and Health Gold specifically talking about Kentucky, because Kentucky has this weird thing where like in life and health, there's these provisions that you have to remember, and they're numbered, but no other state looks at the numbers, because there's like, you know, there's number 1, number 2, number 3. Kentucky makes you memorize what number they are. So you have to know that, you know, time limit on a certain defense is like number 8 or something. Don't quote me on that. Watch the video, please. That's where I number them correctly. But like, they want you to remember what number they are. And so I actually address that in the Gold Class Series package for life and health. And there's even like a downloadable notes document that you can get. So gold is the best. Bozeman Trinity, great. I got gold the other day. Yes, perfect. Okay, and again, if anybody wants to come on and talk to me, so if you want to come on video, you want to chat with me right now, have a one-on-one conversation, I will call you up. Just let me know. Drop it in the chat. Be like, yes, I want to talk to you. This is the only way you can chat with me one-on-one about the exam. Like, I'm not able to really do it anymore. There's so many of you. The requests are too big. But if you want to come on right now, I will chat with you about being able to pass the exam. Okay, yes, perfect. So yeah, no, Carolyn, you said that, no course required, perfect. Yes. Yeah, and with Kentucky too, Kentucky is hard, so I do just want to talk about this. This will be the one state that I say it's really hard. Washington, kind of, because state law is very, very heavy in Washington, but Kentucky is unique because they make their own test. So almost every other state will follow Pearson or Prometric. Kentucky writes their own questions, they have their own exam, and it doesn't mimic any of the other exams. And Kentucky also does this thing where they like break it up so much, and they're like, every chapter is like 2 or 3%. So like an instance, like in Texas, for example, types of life policies is like 20% of the exam. It's like, if I study that chapter, I'm going to get a solid 20%. In Kentucky, types of life is like 3%. So you have to know all of this information for like 3 little questions. And it's like, damn, like, how do you know what they're going to, like, you can't know what they're going to ask. They're only, and because they write their own test, it's not like it's a copy from the other guys. So Kentucky is a little bit harder, and it's very common to fail multiple times in Kentucky. But if you keep going at it, you watch the Gold Class Series package, you just look at your score sheet, look at the areas that you scored the lowest in, tackle those sections, you can pull off a pass in Kentucky. It is possible. I have helped many people pass a Kentucky exam. You're just going to have to really build your like tenacity and courage and resiliency and not crumble when you see a fail. None of you should crumble when you see a fail. Like, it's not the end of the world. And this is, again, something that we're going to talk about on Saturday. So on Saturday, I'm hosting a class with my sister, and it's from stress to success, the inner work I did to become a queen. Prior to the woman that you're watching right now, who's like uber confident, uber bubbly, uber happy, I was stressed, overwhelmed, shingles down my back, cortisol levels through the roof. And I was like hating my life. And I was like, it's got to be better than this. Life has to be better than this. And I went on a journey of learning and growing myself as a person, as a human, understanding why I did what I did and how I did what I did, and figuring out what can I do differently to understand myself better. And I'm going to be talking about that on Saturday with my sister. The class is available already on the website. So if you go to insuranceexamqueen.com and you go to live classes, you can register for the class on Saturday, where we're going to talk about it and introduce it. You guys can meet my sister, who's incredible and amazing and epic. And we'll be talking about that inner journey of understanding why we do what we do and how we can human. Like, I nickname her material, like the things that she teaches and the things that she's talking about, how to human 101. That's what she teaches. And it's things we didn't learn. Like, we don't teach emotional resiliency. We don't teach, self-worth. We don't teach these things. And our parents don't know these things either. So they don't teach it. And so we're all just kind of wandering around, making choices and doing things like with limited knowledge and not realizing that we're so incredible, powerful, and amazing. And when we can learn that we're powerful and amazing, when we can master our emotions, that's when we can, unlock amazing stuff in our life. Going from an employee where I was like terrified about losing my job to running my own successful business, that took a lot of inner work to be able to hold that, to be able to go from like, I need a paycheck and I'm stressed and I'm worried and I'm overwhelmed, to I can make all the money I want. I share my gift, my time, my talents, and I can make all the money that I want. and it's amazing. And that was a whole mental and emotional shift and a whole journey that I went on. And we're going to be talking about that journey on Saturday. So I want to invite you guys to come to that. Okay. All right. Again, if anybody wants to come on, you can come on. I haven't seen any new comments roll in for a minute. Let me just refresh, make sure there's any more comments. Okay. All right. No other comments. Okay. So I'm going to hold out one last minute. Okay, it went away for a minute. Okay, so if anybody wants to come on right now, I will hold out for a second if anyone wants to come on. If not, I'm going to let you guys go. We've been here for almost an hour. That is amazing. We've had some amazing conversations. And again, the very, 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 very best thing I can do to help you pass is the Gold Class Series package, $97 on my website, most common, most tested topic in an easy to understand way, fun, exciting, and so and just again, it's easy to work through, easy to watch. Okay. All right. I asked about the California adjuster test on a previous comment. So we have gold adjusting. So on the website, and you can use $97 gold too. Like if you don't have the $159 to get the gold adjusting, you can use $97 gold, because so much of the adjuster's exams is just property and casualty content. And so if you can learn the property and casualty content, that's gonna set you up for success. Then we actually have adjusting videos in the Gold Plus adjusting. Angela teaches adjusting, and we had some videos from her where she teaches the adjusting. And so that's available on the website. But if you can lock in the property and casualty content, you're gonna put yourself in a really great spot. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone's comments. They're not really showing me all of the comments. It's hard for me to see every comment. So darn you, Facebook. But yeah, so join me on Saturday to learn about from stress to success, how I became, what the inner work that I did to become the queen that I am today. And then get gold to help you pass your exam, $97 on the website. And you can go to Google Maps, type insurance exam queen, and read through the comments. We have almost 3,000 five-star reviews stating that gold is the reason that they pass the exam. So check it out. I already got that one. Any tips for California? No, I mean, there's nothing unique or different really about California that I would worry about. If you can watch gold, you're good. We have had many, and California honestly is so easy. Well, I don't know about adjusting, but I know every other state or every other test in California only requires 60%. You only need a 60 in California to pass. That's like a D. You don't even need a C. You need a D. So California is by far, I feel, one of the easier places to pass because you only need 60. And I'm going to get you a 70. If you follow my stuff and learn from my stuff, you're going to get a 70. So you're going to be well more prepared than what you need for California. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I love you all so much. I'm sending everyone all the loves, all the vibes to pass the exam. You guys have an amazing day.